Fuck. Oh, of course the moment that I turn on stream, the fucking game dies. Sigh. Alright. So, the reason why I'm streaming today randomly is because the first 2 days are kind of just set up. They're kind of boring. So I wanted to speed through it. And I don't mind if nobody watches, but I am the bone of my sword. Still is my body and fires my blood. I have created over 1,000 blades. I don't think I'm going to keep up. Unknown to death, nor known to life. Have withstood pain to create many weapons. Yet those hands will never hold anything. So as I pray, unlimited blade works. I didn't know we were playing UBW today. I thought we were still in Fate. Bum, bum. When I came to, I was lying in a burning field. It must have been a big fire. The familiar town was an unrecognizable smoking ruin. It looked like a scene from a war movie. The sight didn't last long, though. As morning dawned, the fires gradually died out. The towering walls of flame shrunk to embers, and most of the buildings looked to have collapsed. It felt so strange, being the only unchanged thing in the town. I was the only one left alive. I was either fortunate, or the house I'd been inside was built on the luckiest ground of all time. Either way, I was the only one alive. Since I'd survived, I felt I needed to keep on living. I walked aimlessly, thinking it would be dangerous to remain where I was. It wasn't that I wanted to avoid becoming what had happened to everyone around me. Those scorched, blackened masses. It wasn't a feeling of disgust. Some other emotion was driving me on. Hello, welcome. At the same time, I had no hope. It was a miracle I was alive at all, and I didn't think I was going to last much longer. There was just no way in hell I was going to survive. There was simply no way I would ever escape this crimson hellscape, no matter what I did. That was how desperate, how hellish this place was, even through the eyes of a young boy. And then I collapsed. Either there was no air around me, or I simply couldn't breathe anymore. I just collapsed, and all I could do was look up at the slowly clouding sky. The scorched black masses around me lay motionless. Dark clouds covered the sky, promising rain. Good. The rain will put out the fires. I took one final deep breath and looked up at the rain clouds. I couldn't breathe, but I still felt pain. I said that out loud, on behalf of all those people who couldn't say these words themselves. That was 10 years ago. Miraculously, in the midst of all that, I was saved. My physical body survived, but everything else was scorched, reduced to ash. When a young child loses their parents or their home, there's really nothing left of them. And so everything other than my body perished. Put as simply as possible, in exchange for my body living, my heart died. I'm dreaming. I squinted, seeing a bright white light. It was blinding. Light stabbed at my eyes when I woke. I doubt I really knew what the sensation of blinding light was in the first place. Oh, does he not have a voice? As my eyes adjusted, I woke, alarmed. Oh, right, it's Shiro! I was lying in a bed I didn't recognize, in a room that I didn't recognize. I was honestly stunned, but the cleanliness of the white room made me feel at ease. Where am I? I looked blankly at my surroundings. The room was spacious, and beds lined it in neat rows. All the beds were full, and it looked like each bed's occupant was injured. But the room didn't feel depressing at all. Everyone injured survived. I let my eyes wander. I looked out the window. The clear blue sky was so incredibly beautiful. A few days passed, and I was finally able to take in the situation. I had no problem remembering what happened the days before, but I wasn't much different from a newborn during this time. As strange as it was, that was closer to the truth than might seem possible. The fire was just that bad. I was rescued from the fire. I awoke in a hospital. My parents were gone, and my entire body was wrapped in bandages. I didn't really understand what was going on, but I did know that I was alone. It didn't take long for me to accept my circumstances. Maybe I had no choice, really. All the other children were in the same boat. And then later, in the moment, I, naive as I was, started to worry about what would become of me. Oh, in the moment. Wait, what? What? In the moment Okay, again, okay. He walked in. He appeared the day my bandages came off, and I started eating on my own. His hair was disheveled, his suit tattered. He looked a bit younger than my doctor. He looked more like someone's older brother than someone's father.
Konnichiwa. Kimi ga Shiro-kun da ne?
His beaming smile seemed to blend into the pouring white sunlight. His voice was somehow irritatingly fake, yet extremely gentle.
率直に聞くけど、孤児院に預けられるのと、初めて会ったおじさんに引き取られるの、君はどっちがいいかな?
He was offering to take me in. I asked if we were related, and he said we were complete strangers. He looked like an unremarkable, unreliable guy. But then again, he was no more or less familiar than the orphanage, so I decided to go with him.
そうか。よかった。なら早く身支度を済ませよう。新しい家に一日でも早く慣れなくっちゃいけないからね。
He started gathering my things hastily. Even as young as I was, I could see he wasn't any good at it. And after he made a mess packing.
おっと。大切なことを言い忘れた。うちに来る前に一つだけ教えなくちゃいけないことがある。
He turned, asking for confirmation. He asked so casually, as if asking me if there was somewhere I wanted to go.
はじめに言っておくとね、僕は魔法使いなんだ。
He said it in a serious, almost ceremonious manner. It happened so fast. Now that I think back, I was also immature. I just accepted his words as fact. I took it neither as a joke or a genuine statement. Really? That's so cool, Pops. I guess I said something like that, eyes wide in astonishment. I was his child. Actually, I don't really remember how that conversation went, but every now and then my old man would bring it up. He would recount that scene over and over, acting all embarrassed. That scene might have been the happiest day of my old man, a man named Emiya Kiritsuge's life. You can say that it was one thing for him to tell a recently orphaned kid he was a magician, but I was no better, the way I so eagerly bought into it. And that was how my old man adopted me, and how I took the last name Emiya. Emiya Shiro. When I said that name out loud, I felt really proud of having the same last name as Kiritsuge. I'm dreaming. It's from my childhood. It's probably about 8 years ago, since it's about the time when I talked my old man into making me his apprentice. Kiritsuge had started going away on a regular basis once I was old enough to stay home by myself. He'd always give some childish, unbelievable explanation like, I'm going on an adventure around the world. Then he'd actually do it. From then on, that's how it always was. It wasn't unusual for him to be gone for a month, and at times he didn't come home for half a year. The Emiya mansion is an expansive Japanese samurai-style house, and Kiritsuge and I were the only ones living there. It felt too big and empty for a child like me. At times, I felt lost. Hi, Sally shopping to say hi. Have fun. Thank you. But I liked my life there. Whenever Kiritsuge came home from his trips, he would brag and tell stories like an excited child. And another child, one who shared his last name, always looked forward to those stories. I may have been alone in the mansion, but Kiritsuge's stories always helped lessen that. He was always pursuing a dream like a boy. I was weary of his whims, yet at the same time, he always looked so radiant to me. Maybe that's why I hope to be like him one day. Well, as childish as I might have been, I realized I needed to get my act together since I had an old man with his head constantly in the clouds. Ichi gatsu sanju ichi nichi. Fato stay night. I hear a sound. The heavy, rusted hinges on the door creak as it's being pushed open. Light pours in through the crack at the door. My mind tries to shake off the slumber.
Senpai, 起きてますか?
I hear footsteps drawing near, and I feel the winter air flowing in. Morning, Sakura.
はい、おはようございます、先輩。先輩、朝ですよ。まだ時間はありますけど、ここで眠っていたら藤村先生に怒られます。
Oh, yeah. Thanks for making me up as always.
そんなことありません。先輩、いつも朝は早いですから。こんな風に起こしに来れるなんてたまにしかありません。
I'm not sure why, but Sakura looks more cheerful than usual. I don't know about that. I think you wake me up more often than you think. Then again, Fujine is brutal when she's the one waking me up, so I prefer you do it. Yep, I've learned my lesson. I'll try not to sleep in here next time. I answer, still half asleep. My head's still not right, so even I don't know what I'm saying.
はい、わかりました。でも、頑張ってもらわない方が嬉しいです、私。
Sakura is giggling. Crap. I must still be so sleepy I've said something weird. Give me a moment to wake up. The cold winter air helps at times like these. The chill snaps my lethargic mind awake. And in front of me stands my junior at school, Mato Sakura. I'm in my storehouse, and it's just about 6 o'clock in the morning.
Senpai?
Yeah, I'm awake now. Sorry, Sakura. I did it again. I need to help you with breakfast.
そんなのいいんです。先輩、夕べも遅かったんでしょ？なら、朝はゆっくりしてください。朝食の支度は私がしておきますから。
Sakura's practically bouncing with excitement. That's odd. Sakura is weirdly energetic this morning. No, I'm getting up, honest. So let's head to the kitchen together. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go, Sakura.
あ、いえ、先輩。
Huh? What? Is something wrong?
いえ、そういうことではないんですけど、先輩、家に戻る前に着替えた方がいいと思います。
Oh. I finally look at myself. I fell asleep working last night, so I'm still wearing my coveralls. The coveralls I wear while I'm working are usually dirty. Who knows what Fujine would say or do if I went into the house as is. Okay, I guess I'm not quite awake yet. I must be more out of it than usual.
そうかもしれませんね。ですから、朝食の支度は私に任せて、先輩はもう少しゆっくりしていてください。それにほら、ここを散らかしっぱなしにしていたら、藤村先生に怒られるでしょ？
Yeah, then I'll get changed, so you go on ahead.
はい、お待ちしてますね、先輩。
Sakura quickly walks out. Okay then. I'll change into my school uniform first. Then I need to collect all the parts I left scattered around. The storehouse is in the corner of the backyard, and all sorts of junk is crammed in here. Though, I've always liked to tinker with gadgets, so the place is a treasure trove to me. The old man forbade me to go into the storehouse, but I ignored his warnings and stuck inside almost every day. Now it's sort of a base for me. I guess you could call this place my real room. The massive Emiya house never felt homey to me, but I've always felt at ease in here, surrounded by all this junk. Besides, it's wasteful. It may be junk, but a lot of it still works. A majority of the things in the storehouse are everyday things, mostly unusable. I'm not sure whether I brought it all in because I liked it here, or whether I liked this place because it was full of junk. Either way, I snuck into the storehouse almost daily, and I made sort of a hobby of fixing broken things. I'm not the type who gets attached to things, but it just didn't feel right to neglect things that are still usable. Or maybe it would be better to say the idea of doing that just bothered me. Which is why I stayed up all night trying to fix a broken stove. I guess I'll be done tomorrow. Falling asleep midway is proof I'm not concentrating. I try to shake off my self-disgust at that. I gather the parts for the stove and put them back on the shelf of things waiting to get fixed. There's no more room though. Once I fix the stove, an old VCR is up next, both of which were destroyed by Fujine. We can set that aside for now. Okay then. I changed into my school uniform. Since the storehouse is like my own room, I have all the essentials, including a change of clothes in here. The rest are things haphazardly drawn blueprints scattered over. Oh, fuck. The rest are things like haphazardly drawn blueprints scattered all over the place and literal junk from my failed attempts at fixing various things. Also, there's some sort of pattern carved into the storehouse's floor. Perhaps some sort of perhaps used as some sort of altar in the past. Okay, gotta work hard again today. I clapped my hands in prayer at the storehouse and turned towards the mansion. I walked from the storehouse to the mansion. This Emiya residence is a Japanese samurai-style house located on the outskirts of town. My old man wasn't from a notable family, but yet for some reason he owned this giant house. That in itself was a mystery, and it also seems he didn't have any relatives here in Japan. And so, when my old man died, there was no one else to inherit this mansion, so he came to me as his adopted son. Though to be honest, I don't have any administrative abilities, so things like inheritance, property tax, and other complicated things are all handled by old man Fujimura. Old man Fujimura is a major businessman who lives nearby. Kiritsuke described old man Fujimura as an old man. Wow, really? Who's like a Yakuza boss. Obviously, that was his own biased view. In fact, old man Fujimura is not like a Yakuza boss. He is a Yakuza boss. That may be a problem in itself, but I try not to dwell on it. Anyway, that's why I live in this giant mansion on my own. It's been 5 years since my old man died. Time sure does fly. I sigh thinking about how much I've grown these 5 years. I've trained every day to become like Kiritsuke, but that's easier said than done. It's not surprising since I didn't have what it takes from the start. But the fact that I haven't improved at all these past 5 years forces me to reassess things. If I had to sum up my current situation, I'd say I set the bar too high. I haven't even reached the starting line. No, rushing in won't do me any good. For now, I just have to do what I can. Okay then. What I need to do now is... Whoa. I'll do that. Oh wait, actually? Hold on. Yeah, sure. Right, I need to help Sakura. Making someone younger than me do all the work would be embarrassing. And I feel bad for Sakura coming here so early in the morning. But I'm too late. Breakfast looks to be done already. The appetizing scent of the breakfast Sakura cooked wafts toward me from the kitchen. Sakura finished cooking and she's searching the cupboards for dishes. Sorry, I can at least serve everything, so go and sit down. I wasn't exactly quick. It's already 10 past 6, and that's when we are usually eating breakfast, so yeah, I overslept. Clubs have nothing to do with it, and if they do, you're coming by in the morning. You coming by in the mornings must be a lot of trouble since you do have morning practice.
部活のことは気にしないでください。
Yeah, you keep saying that, which is why I wake up early, club or no. If you're coming by, it'd be rude to still be asleep. To me, waking up early is waking up before Sakura gets here, and oversleeping means I made Sakura prepare breakfast on her own, like today. Though this arrangement started only about 1.5 years ago. You sit, Sakura. The food just needs to be plated and set on the table, so at least let me do that. I stand next to Sakura and pull out the dishes. Sakura has a surprisingly stubborn side, so she won't rest unless I really push.
なら私もお手伝いします。お皿には私が盛りますから、先輩はお茶碗を出してください。
No, I'm saying I'll do it all myself.
いけません。先輩はお家の主人なんですから、朝くらいはドーンと構えていてください。
Act all important. I wouldn't be much of a head of the house if I made you do all the work while I sit back, now would I? Come on, go and sit in the sitting room. And go eat in the eating room. Sakura.
はい、ぜひ失格してください。これ、いつも美味しいご飯を食べさせてもらっているお返しなんです。だからできれば、先輩にはゆっくりしていてほしいです。
Hey, we split the cost of groceries, so you shouldn't worry about that. In fact, I'm the one who should be thanking you. Ever since you started coming by, I've been eating a lot better.
やっぱり、先輩、分かってなかったんですね。先輩のお家のご飯が美味しいのは、そういうことじゃないんです。
Uh-huh? What do you mean?
いえ、何でもありません。けど、責任取ってくださいね。私、先輩の家じゃないとご飯を美味しくいただけなくなっちゃったんですから。
We flowers for Algernon her taste buds. What? That's a weird thing to say. What if Fujine heard that? She doesn't get sarcastic jokes.
そうですね。藤村先生に聞かれたら大変です。
Right, so don't say stuff like that.
はい、言いません。言いませんから、お手伝いしていいですよね、先輩。
Sakura looks me in the eyes so naturally and calmly. Fine, do what you want. If you want to so badly, I'll have you do everything.
はい、好きにします、私。
Honestly, you don't listen to anything I tell you anymore, Sakura.
ですね。藤村先生に似てきたのかもしれません。
She responds softly as she reaches towards the cupboard. Her dark hair gently falls over her shoulder and the curves of her body catch my eye. I can't explain it, but it's awkward. I'm not sure if it's our age, but Sakura's been looking more feminine lately. Her casual movements or her profile are so pretty, and I inadvertently avert my eyes. Inadvertently avert? What? Okay.
先輩、どうかしましたか？
No, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. Honestly, it's baffling. Why the hell am I getting nervous around my friend's younger sister? Sakura's just a really good and considerate younger friend of mine, and she's someone I need to look after. She's the younger sister of a friend of mine. We used to be friendly, though initially we weren't very close since she's a grade below me. It was only 1.5 years ago that our relationship became more than what it is now. Sakura started to come and cook meals for me when I got hurt, and things kind of stayed like that. I think this arrangement was supposed to last until I got better, but I guess something or other happened, and somehow she ended up helping out with household chores. Either way, Sakura's a good cook, and her cleaning and laundry skills are perfect. Having her come home early in the morning is a big help, but it's been disconcerting recently. Sakura isn't the problem, it's me. I'm sure being flustered by my friend's sister is part of the reason I feel guilty. Usually I'm unfazed, but when I blush, because I get caught off guard like that. Like fuck, God, my God. Usually I'm unfazed, but when I blush because I get caught off guard like now, I wonder whether that's the problematic as her senpai. Breakfast is lined up neatly on the table. A perfectly balanced meal of chicken with parsley salad, grilled salmon, blanched spinach, miso soup with radish and carrots, and grated yam soup.
Itadakimasu.
Oh, what the fuck? Suddenly, I have a voice. Sakura and I sit down with a bow and begin our meal in silence. The gentle tapping of chopsticks is the only sound in the room. Sakura typically isn't talkative, and I hardly have anything to chat about during meals. So we eat in silence. Normally, it's much rowdier than this, but the person who usually causes commotion must have watched a spy movie or something like last night, because she's eyeing the two of us through a newspaper she propped up in front of her food.
Fujimura sensei, ご飯時に新聞は見ない方がいいと思いますよ。
Sakura remarks diffidently, but Fujina ignores her. Fujina is acting weird, but her being weird at breakfast isn't really all that weird for her. Sakura's used to it too, and she's eating it as if nothing's the matter. Sakura typically cooks up Western dishes. She's really only began learning to cook Japanese dishes since she started coming here to help me out. Sakura learned to cook simple Japanese dishes, at least for breakfast, because Fujina and I prefer them. Now Sakura's cooking skills have improved to the point where she's better than me, and I'm the one who is teaching her. Her miso soup is flavorful and refined now, and she's even gotten to the point where she can grate yams to make yam soup. Actually, I think today's the first time she's served the yam soup. Sorry, Sakura. Could you pass the soy sauce?
はい。大変です先輩。先輩のお醤油は昨日で切れてます。
Then I can use Fujina's. Pass it over.
藤村先生、いいですか？
Fujina nods. The newspaper shuffles.
はいどうぞ。とろろ汁に使うんですか？
Yeah, everyone puts soy sauce on grated yams. A line of soy sauce streams from the bottle onto the grated white mound. I stir the mixture up, pour it over my rice, and take a bite. The stickiness of the grated yam, combined with the intense flavor of the soy sauce. What the? This isn't soy sauce. It's oyster sauce. Fujina tosses her newspaper onto the table with an enthusiastic flick of her wrists.
どうだ朝のうちにソースとお醤油のラベルを取り替えておく作戦なのだ
The not so mysterious spy punches the air in victory. Who pulls a stunt like that first thing in the morning? You're going to turn 25 this year, but you're still the same childish Fujina as I've always known.
ふふんだ昨日の恨み思い知ったかみんなと一緒になってお姉ちゃんをいじめるやつには当然の天罰ってところかしら
People can't enact divine justice. I knew you were weirdly quiet. I can't believe you've been plotting this since yesterday. You have entirely too much free time on your hands.
そうだよおかげでこれから急いでテストの採点しなくちゃいけないんだから
Hi, Hellkaiser.
そういうわけで急がないとやばいのだ
Fujina sits back down and shovels her breakfast into her mouth.
はいごちそうさま朝ごはん今日も美味しかったよさくらちゃんはいお粗末様でした先生それじゃ先に行くわね二人とも遅刻したら怒るわよ
And off she goes, stomping out in a rush. There's something terribly wrong with a world that allows someone like her to be a teacher.
先輩
Sorry that Fujina hardly savored the breakfast you took so much work into making.
いえそういうのではなくて昨日藤村先生に何かしたんですか食べ物に細工するなんて藤村先生にしてはやりすぎですから
Hello, rare situation where your stream isn't when I'm at the gym. Yeah, I just decided to do a late night stream. Well, I accidentally called her by her nickname.
それじゃあ仕方ありませんね先輩 藤村先生に謝らなかったんでしょう。
Sorry. Sorry, I forgot. But only because that kind of stuff happens all the time.
ダメですよ。藤村先生、先輩にあだ名を言われるのだけは嫌がるんですから。また泣かせちゃったんでしょう。
Not only did I make her cry, she also ran away like a scared rabbit. And thanks to that incident, yesterday's English class ended up being a study hall. In fact, everyone in class worked together to make an award for me from their notebook paper because of that. I threw it away, obviously.
もう、それじゃあ、今朝のは先輩が悪いです。
Fujine is like an older sister to Sakura, so she's typically on Fujine's side. Which is fine on its own, but I wish she would consider the fact that I have to deal with Fujine all day long. Fujine was originally an acquaintance of my old man, and she swung by the house pretty frequently since I was adopted. She kept on coming over even after my old man died, and now she acts like a freeloader, eating breakfast and dinner every day. Actually, it might have been thanks to Fujine that I was able to make it on my own after my old man died. And now, it's me, Fujine, and Sakura who are the residents of this Emiya house. But at the same time, I'm the only one who knows that my old man was a mage. They say mages have to keep that part of their life secret. Which is why I've also been hiding from others that I'm learning magecraft after I became my old man's apprentice. Learning may be a bit of a stretch though, really, since I can barely use magecraft properly. So it wouldn't make much of a difference whether I hide my magecraft or not. But since it was my old man's dying wish, I've been training it in secret. I finish breakfast and get ready for school. I put away the dishes with Sakura as I listen to the news on the TV in the background. Something something gas leak, something something explosion. Sakura's looking blankly at the TV. Oh, there it is. A flashy caption reading gas leaks continue pops up on the screen. There seems to have been a big accident in the neighboring city of Shinto. It happened in a building in the business district. Apparently, everyone on one of its floors lost consciousness from oxygen deprivation. Authorities have been calling it an accident resulting from gas leaks, but for some reason, these incidents have been happening often. Are you worried about the incident, Sakura?
いえ、別に。ただ、事故がシントで起きているなら近いなって。先輩、シントの方でアルバイトしていますよね。
Yeah, but the shop's not that big. I don't think an accident like that would happen here. But I can't entirely ignore the idea either. Gas leaks can happen in any building, and it especially pains me to think that hundreds of people have fallen victim. Some say that these accidents are happening because of the faulty construction work done during the rapid development projects in Shinto. Either way, I hope there won't be any more victims. It's a disturbing story. We need to be careful too.
あ、それならご心配なく先輩。ガスの元栓はいつも2回チェックしてますから安心です。
Sakura proudly proclaims. No, that's not my point. Yeah, I've always known Sakura's a little off too.
先輩、裏手の戸締まりはしました？
I bolted it. Is that a problem?
ありません。それじゃあ鍵かけますね。先輩、
Oh shit.
今日のお帰りは何時ですか？
I think I'll be a little home late. What about you, Sakura?
私はいつも通りです。多分私の方が早いと思いますから、夕食の下準備は済ませておきますね。
Yeah, that'll be great. I'll try to come home as soon as possible too. The gate is locked tight. Sakura and Fujine both have the keys to the house, and the rule is that whoever leaves last is in charge of locking everything up. Let's go. You'll be late for morning practice if you don't hurry.
はい。それじゃあ少しだけ急ぎましょうか、先輩。
Sakura and I walk into town. We walk downhill along a long wall and reach a more populated residential area. Yamiya House is located on top of a hill, away from the center of the town. Heading down the hill leads to the residential area. Going further down, we reach the intersection at the center of the town. Bridge. Several roads lead out from center of town. There's a large bridge that connects to the neighboring town. I want you to take a drink every time I say the word town. Don't actually. A hill that leads to the Ryudo Temple. A residential area located opposite my house. A shopping district that both Sakura and I go often to. And finally, there's the path that leads to our school. We head straight to school without taking any detours. It's barely 7 o'clock, so there's hardly anyone around. Students making their way to the morning club activities are the only ones to be found along the road. See you later. Good luck at practice. I see Sakura off at the school gate as usual. Sakura's in the Kyudo club, so I could have sworn they wrote Kyudo without the U, like during the prologue. But this is where we usually split off. And yet, Sakura doesn't budge this morning. Sakura, are you not feeling well or something?
そういうことじゃなくて、その先輩、たまには道場の方に寄っていきませんか?
Well, I don't really have any business at the dojo. Besides, Issei asked me to do something, so I need to go to the student council room.
そうですよね。ごめんなさい。余計なことを言っちゃって。
Sakura quickly bows her head. Hmm?
それじゃあ失礼します。晩ご飯楽しみにしていてくださいね。
Sakura runs towards the dojo, seeming almost apologetic. What was that? I wonder what that was all about. Issei, are you in?
いるぞ。今朝は少し遅かったな、エミヤ。
Issei glances up from his desk, looking like he's been studying some papers. Is it just you, Issei? Where's the rest? They should all be at school by now.
いや、あいにくとうちのメンバーはビジネスライクでね。
ビジネスライクで。
働く時間帯はきっかり決まっていて、早出と残業はしたくないのだそうだ。
So that's why the student council president is doing busy work by himself. Guess you've got your own problems to deal with.
何？好きでしている苦労だ。エミヤに同情してもらうのは筋が違う。
What are you talking about? I'm not sympathizing with you.
それはそれで無念だが、聞き流すとしよう。情が移っているということでは同じだからな。
Issei, who's gathering his papers into a single sheaf? What the fuck is a sheaf? And tapping the edge against the table to square them neatly, is the big boss of the student council. He's been working to reform the student council, which has grown quite lax, and he's been a friend of mine since our first year in school. His full name is Ryudo Issei. Despite his old-fashioned sounding name, he has elegant facial features, and he's popular with the girls. He's also the student council president, so you'd think he would have the leg up over everyone else, but that's not exactly the case.
やはり朝は舌がしびれるほどの熱湯が良い。
It's saying stuff like that as he sips tea that prevents him from quite sticking the landing. As evidenced, Issei is quite plain. He's prone to be misunderstood, yet neither dabbles in relationships nor does he. He's prone to be misunderstood. He neither dabbles nor he does what the typical students do for. Okay, that's a weird sentence to me. He's the heir of the Ryudo Temple, which sits atop a mountain. He himself understands that he will inherit the temple, and there's a strong possibility that he'll shave his head without so much as a complaint as soon as he graduates from school. So, what do you want me to do today?
ああ、まあともかく座って一服。 と言いたいのだが時間がないな。移動がてら説明をするゆえ、いつもの道具を持ってついてきてくれ。率直に言うとな、うちの学校金のバランスが極端なんだよ。
I know. The athletic cups are favored, and there's not much money to go around in other places.
結果文化系の部員は絶えず不遇の扱いでな。今年から文化系に予算が行くよう尽力しているのだが、予算の流れが不鮮明でうまく回っていない。おかげで未だ文化系の物質は不遇でな。特に冬のストーブ不足に関しては打開策がまるでない。
I see. Hey, hand me the flathead screwdriver. The biggest one. Oh, and give me some conductors too. Yeah, this one looks salvageable.
導線？これか。すまん、よくわからん。間違っていたら叱ってくれ。
It's fine, you got it right. So, what about the lack of heaters? Is there anything else that's broken?
ある。第二視聴覚室と美術部の暖房器具が怪しいそうだ。新品購入願いの嘆願書が刻一刻と増えている。
And you're saying that there's no room in the budget. Well, this one's just corroded. Good thing the inside's still intact.
治りそうか、エミヤ。
Yeah, I can fix it. It's a good thing old machines are easy to figure out. The wire's just burnt out, so as long as I can get these replaced, they should last till the end of the year.
そうか。やるな、エミヤ。お前が頼りになると極めて嬉しいぞ。
You say some weird stuff, Issei. Oh, hey, I'm almost done, so go ahead and step out.
エミヤの邪魔はせん。
Issei quietly steps out of the classroom. He might be thinking that I'm going to start some sensitive work. Well, I guess you can call it sensitive work. I put my hand to the old electric stove. No matter how long someone's been fixing things, they usually can't figure out what's wrong by sight. So the fact that I can means what I'm doing is not ordinary. I close my eyes and look inside the stove by touch. Then suddenly, a single image pops in my head. Oh my god, wait, hold on. Torres. Oh! There are two places where... Oh, sorry, wait, no, he's speaking this. There are two places where the wire is about to break. The electrical pipes should last a bit longer. The power cord should be fine with insulation tape. Good. I should be able to fix it with just the tools I brought along. If the electrical pipes were broken, it wouldn't be fixable by an amateur. Had that been the case, a certain strengthening would have to be done, which no amateur could manage. But I should be able to fix this with one by sight. This is the magecraft Kiritsuga taught me. Okay, let's begin. I take off the cover to begin my repairs. I already know where it's broken, so the rest of the work is easy. This is the one thing that I'm good at. That's right. I, Emiya Shiro, have absolutely no talent in magecraft. But for some reason, I have a knack for visualizing the structure of things or blueprints like I just did now. My old man once saw me imagine and recreate a blueprint. He looked surprised and muttered, "What a useless talent." My special talent appears to be pointless. According to my old man, the fact that I can visualize object structures isn't really helpful. A mage normally wouldn't need to survey an object's entire structure like I do. He claims the mage's struggle is to instantly seek out an object's center or its core and transform it as quickly as possible. That's why reading a blueprint is a waste of time, and even that only helps seek out areas for magical energy to pass through. And so, fixing broken stuff is one of the only things I'm good at. After all, I don't have to open the entire thing up to find the problem. Even if I can find the one problem quickly, I can fix most things as long as I have the know-how to repair it. Though, I only do that with things an amateur could reasonably be expected to fix. Okay, done. What's next? I put away the conductors, pick up the screwdriver and wrench, and head out to the hallway. Issei, repairs are done. Oh hey. A female student is standing next to Issei in the hallway. I'm a little surprised. The girl talking to Issei is Tosaka-rin, a second year from Class A. She lives in a giant Western-style mansion up on a big hill, and she's an extraordinary honor student. She's pretty, smart, athletic, no flaws at all. She's intelligent and polite, and she never brags about her looks. She's truly the ideal girl to guys. Apparently. Which is why the male students treat her like an idol. But Tosaka is just too good, and she's become unattainable. The guys all say that only people who talk to Tosaka are Issei and the teachers. Well, okay, I'm also a guy, and I'm including myself in the list of her admirers. Tosaka's looking at us, annoyed. I guess the rumors are true that Issei and Tosaka don't get along.
悪い。頼んだのはこっちなのに、エミヤに任せっきりにしてしまった。許せ。
Well, Issei's pretty gutsy talking to me and completely ignoring Tosaka like that. Don't worry about it. So what's next? There's not much time.
ああ、次は視聴覚室だ。前から調子が悪かったそうなんだが、この度ついに天寿を全うされた。
If it's dead, I won't be able to fix it. It might be better just to buy a new one.
そうなんだが、一応見てくれると助かる。俺から見れば臨終だが、お前から見れば仮病かもしれん。
You think so? Then let me take a look. There's only about 30 minutes until homeroom starts. I need to hurry to fix it or I'll run out of time. I head to the audiovisual room, but I realize completely ignoring Tosaka would be rude. I turn to face her since she's been standing there the whole time. Asa hayazo, Tosaka. I blurt out the first thing that comes to mind. And follow Issei.
ギリギリ間に合ったか。すまんなエミヤ。また苦労をかけた。頼み事をした上に遅刻させては友人失格だ。
Don't sweat it. It won't be a problem if I'm late. Or it might be an issue if you were late.
もっともだ。いや、間に合ってよかった。
Issei exhales a sigh of relief and heads to his desk. It's exactly 8 o'clock, 5 minutes after the bell for the homeroom rings. Hujine will enter the classroom. My breathing is labored since I ran from the audiovisual room. I take a deep breath before I take my seat.
朝から騒がしいねエミヤ。部活を辞めてから何をしてるかと思えば竜道の太鼓持ち。僕には関係ないけどさ、うちの評判を落とすようなことはしないでよね。君なんていうか節操ないからさ。
And then Shiro goes, 9 knives, Blade Deluxe! And then Shinji just explodes. Standing in front of my desk is Mato Shinji. He's been a friend of mine since middle school. His last name is Mato, and he's Sakura's older brother. He's 1 year older than her. Yo, things at the Kyoto Club going well, Shinji?
当然だろう。部外者に話してもしょうがないけど、目立ちたがり屋が一人減ったんで平和になったんだ。次の大会だっていいところまで行くさ。
Is that so? I guess Mitsuzuri's working real hard.
はあ？何見当違いなこと言ってんの？弓道部が記録を伸ばしてるのは僕がいるからに決まってるじゃんか。エミはさ、とっくに部外者なんだから、知ったような口を叩くと恥をかくよ。
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Besides, I'm not involved with the club, so I won't really concern myself with it much. I put my bag on my desk and pulled the chair back.
何それ？僕の弓道部には興味がないってこと？
I'm not saying that. Oh, sorry. I'm not saying that. Just that I'm not involved at all. And I'm not a part of the club anymore, so it's not right for me to just drop into the dojo. But if there's anything you need, just let me know. I'll help.
そう。
Oh, fuck.
Thank you. 何か雑用があったら声をかけるよ。
Whoops, sorry. If there's anything you need, just let me know. I'll help you whenever you need it. I remember you weren't good at fixing and stringing bows.
ま、そんなことはないだろうけどさ。
Well, that's good. A captain who leaves busy work behind wouldn't be much of a captain. Just try not to trouble Miss Fujimura. She's terrifying if she gets mad.
余計なお世話だ。ともかくお前はもう部外者なんだから、道場に近づくなよ。
And just like that, Shinji heads off to his seat, all self-important bluster as ever. Huh. He does seem moodier than usual.
ふざけたやつだ。自分からエミヤを追い出しておいて、よくもあんな口が聞ける。
Oh, Issei. Were you there the whole time?
なんだとはなんだ。気を利かして聞き耳を立てていた友人に向かって、なんと冷淡な男だお前は。
Huh? What does concern have to do with it? I haven't done anything worth worrying about.
たわけ、心配もするわ。エミヤはカッとなりやすいからな。真珠に殴りかかれば皆は喝采を送るが、女どもからは非難の嵐だ。友人をそんな微妙な立場に置くのはよろしくない。
I get it. Yeah, good point. Thanks, Issei. I don't think that would ever happen, but I appreciate the concern.
うん、わかればよろしい。だが意外だったぞ。エミヤは怒りやすいくせにマトウには寛大なんだな。
Yeah, but Shinji's been like that for as long as I've known him. You get used to it.
うん、そんなものか。
It is. Now come on, go back to your desk if you're satisfied. It's almost time for Miss Fujimura to dash in.
あの方は飛んでくるというより浮いてくるという感じだかな。
The bell to start homeroom rings. Normally the homeroom teacher comes into the classroom 5 minutes before homeroom starts, but our teacher isn't what you call typical. Homeroom for class 2C typically starts 1 minute after the starting bell. In other words... Homeroom starts with the sound of Fujine shouts and hurried footsteps. Fujine trembles, and I hear some kind of unnatural sound. Contrary to the hectic sounds of a few seconds earlier, the classroom is now dead silent. The mood shifts sharply. It's no wonder Fujine is called a human roller coaster. But honestly, the way she fell didn't seem like a laughing matter. Fujine hit her head against the podium, and she's still lying on the floor. Seeing her lying there, face down and unmoving, has everyone imagining the worst.
おい、前の席のやつ、先生起こしてやれよ。
やだよ。近づいた途端パクって食べられたら怖いもん。
ミミックじゃあるまいし、さすがに藤村でもそこまでやらねえだろ。
あんたね、そういうんなら自分で起こしてあげなさいよ。
俺パス、こういうの苦手。
私だって苦手よ。大体なんで女の子にやらせるわけ？男子やりなさいよね、男子。
The students in the front row start to get rowdy. Those of us sitting in the middle rows can't see what's going on, so we all stand up to get a look.
ちょっと先生動いてないぞ。気絶してんじゃないのか？
Someone brings up the obvious. But the problem is, how would we get Fujine to the infirmary? We're all like comrades in arms after our time dealing with Fujine. Probably nobody's thrilled by the idea of taking a teacher to the infirmary.
藤村先生、大丈夫ですか？
A brave girl approaches. Fujine isn't moving. The class grows more concerned.
まずいって今の転び方。こう頭から直角に教壇に突っ込んだじゃないか。あれで無傷だったら藤村無敵っぽいって。
いっそのこと野球部にスカウトするのはどうだろう。
やめろよな、そういう脅しは。タイガーが顧問になった日には俺たち甲子園行っちまうぞ。
藤村先生、藤村先生、ダメ。なんか反応ないよ。
おい、お前目の前なんだから起こしてやれよ。
やだよ俺。もし死んでたら殺されかねねえ。
でもだからってほっといたら後が怖いと思うし。
でも 誰も近づきたくないと。
仕方ねえな。こうなったらあれしかないか。
あれだね。
Everyone's on the same page. Except Shinji and I. We keep quiet because the two of us dared not to be a part of what's about to happen.
せーの。
It comes out a whisper, even with so many students speaking in unison. The word tiger is especially inaudible. And yet, twitch. Fujina's previously motionless body reacts.
動いた。効き目ありだぞみんな。よし続けろ。学校ロートンの刑じゃ。
Everybody must be on edge since midterm tests are approaching. It's a terrible idea on their part, but some students start to wave their arms and chant Fujine's nickname.
起きろタイガー。朝だぞ。
先生、起きないとタイガーです。
負けるなタイガー。立ち上がれタイガー。
よーし起きろ先生。それでこそタイガーだぜ。
タイガー、タイガー、タイガー、タイガー、タイガー、タイガー。ガー！タイガーって言うな！
If she hates it so much, why does she wear a fucking tiger striped shirt? Like a sudden bolt of lightning strike, Fujine stands valiantly, as if the falling hardly scratched her.
あれ？みんな何してるの？ダメよ、ホームルーム中に席を立っちゃう。ほらほら、始めるから座りなさい。
Fujine, back to her normal self, stands at the podium. It appears she recalled nothing between the time she jumped into the classroom and the time she woke up.
おい、タイガー覚えてないみたいだぞ。
ラッキー。朝からついてるな俺たち。
いや、ついてるっていうのかな、こういうの。
The students shuffle back to their desks.
今誰か先生のことバカにしなかった？
え、してないっすよ。気のせいじゃないっすか。
そっか、ならよし。じゃあ今朝のホームルームを始めるから、みんなおとなしく聞くように。
Fujine casually starts homeroom. She always goes on digressions between announcements, so it goes slowly.
そういうわけだから、みんなも下校時刻を守るように。門限は6時だから、部活の子たちも長居しちゃダメよ。
6時って言ったらすぐじゃんか。タイガ先生、それって運動系は免除されないの？
されません。それと後藤くん、先生のことは藤村先生って言わなくちゃダメなんだから、次に名前で呼んだら怒るからね。
はーい、以後注意します。
Goto sits back down. He doesn't seem particularly remorseful. Too easy. When Fujine says she gets mad, she gets mad. It doesn't matter if it's with a teacher or a student. And that is as close to a serious warning as she's ever going to give. But Goto doesn't realize it.
それじゃあ今日のホームルームはここまで。みんな3次元目の英語で会おうね。
Fujine waves and leaves. So that was Fujimura Taiga, the teacher of room 2C. Her nickname, Tiger. That might seem like a joke, but it isn't. She got the nickname because it sounds like her name, Taiga, but Fujine hates it. According to her, it doesn't sound feminine. But she got the nickname because of how she acts, so she kind of had it coming.
授業を始める。日直礼を。
As Fujine exits the room, the first period teacher enters. Because Fujine takes up almost all the homeroom time, mornings are always like this for our class. And so another day of classes ends. There are many types of students. Some immerse themselves in club activities, some hurry home, and some hang out in the classroom after class for no particular reason. I don't really fit in any of those categories.
すまない。ちょっといいかエミヤ。今朝の続きなんだが、今日は時間あるか。
Well, it's not like I don't have any plans. It's not like as if I don't do anything at all. Oh, wait, wait. Oh, whoops, sorry. Sorry. Well, it's not like I don't have any plans. It's not as if I don't do anything at all. My biggest reason I quit the Kyudo club in the first place was that I wanted to prioritize my part-time job. It's been 5 years since I started part-time jobs to earn money for living expenses on my own after my old man died. And when you do so many different jobs, there are some requests you just can't say no to. Today is one of them. I was asked to help restock some product for a bar, since they wanted as many strong helping hands they could get. Though I'm sure I don't have to go help. The bar's likely asking everyone as an excuse to gather some folks and hang out afterwards. There are two options. I haven't done Help the Student Council yet. If I remember correct, I chose the part-time job because I remembered him like in the anime, like seeing Tosaka, but I guess I'll do this one because I haven't seen what it is. The stuff from this morning is unfinished, so I should at least finish what I started. Change of plans. You want me to finish what we started in the morning, right? Leave it to me. I'll finish all the repairs before exams start.
助かる。それでは美術部の患者を見に行くとするか。
Sure thing. Oh, but make sure there's nobody around. I can't concentrate when there's people around.
無論だ。他の連中に邪魔はさせぬ。
Keeping up with Issei's brisk pace, I follow him out of the classroom. The sun is long since set by the time we step outside the building. The school gate is already closed. It's 7 o'clock, way past the time they close the gates, but thanks to Issei's help, the two of us avoided trouble.
いや、今日は助かった。必ずこの礼はするから。何かあったら遠慮なく言ってくれ。
Sure. I don't think anything will come up though. I didn't help him because I wanted something in return, and I don't think I would ask Issei for anything impossible.
まったく。人が良いのも考えものだな。エミヤがいてくれると助かるが、他の連中にいいように使われるのは我慢ならん。人助けはいいことだが、もう少し相手を選ぶべきではないか。エミヤの場合、来る人拒まずすぎる。
You think so? Am I really that much of a pushover?
これでは心ないバカどもがいいように利用しようというものだ。エミヤも忙しい身なのだから、たまには他人の頼みなど断ってもよかろう。
I honestly can't tell, but I think Issei is concerned for me. Ever since middle school, I've always been told how helpful I am, since I never decline requests or ask anything in return. I guess Issei thinks that that's unhealthy. But I'm only doing this because I want to, and I decline any requests I feel are impossible, so there's no issue. You really don't need to worry about this. I know myself and my limits. Besides, helping people is a good thing, and not the sort of thing that the son of a temple should be telling anyone not to do.
しかしな、エミヤのは度が過ぎるというか、このまま行くと潰れるというか。
I'll keep your warning. I'll keep your warning in mind. See you tomorrow at school.
それではまた明日。
Issei leaves, looking dissatisfied. Issei lives in Ryudo Temple, located on the top of a mountain, which means he and I have to go our separate ways. I walk through the still darkened town. It's about 7:30. There should still be people out and about this hour, but there are no signs of anyone around. Hold on one sec. How's my flowchart? Apparently, Dean likes it when I don't go to work for some reason. I don't get why that is, question mark? Sure. Alright. There was a crime committed in Miyama the other day. A burglar murdered someone, I think. It must be why there's no one around and why the school curfew has been set to 6 o'clock. Gas leaks and burglars, huh? It seems like it's getting dangerous around here. No wonder people are avoiding walking around at night. It's probably not safe to let Sakura go home on their own anymore. Hujine might be fine, but Sakura's house is in the residential area on the other side of town. I guess I should walk her home starting tonight. Huh? I can't quite believe what I'm seeing. I must be wrong. I sense a presence on the uphill path I was sure was empty. Whoever it is, they're standing still and look to be peering down at me. I unconsciously hold my breath. A girl with silvery hair smiles and walks down the path without making a sound. And as she passes by,
早く呼び出さないと死んじゃうよ、お兄ちゃん。
she says it more ominously in the anime, I think. What she says makes no sense. I climb up the hill and reach my house. The lights are already on, which means Sakura and Fujine are home. The moment I step into the living room, I smell the delicious aroma of dinner. Sakura and Fujine are both eating at the table. Tonight's meal is chicken and stewed in cream sauce, and it's put Fujine in an especially good mood.
おかえりなさい、先輩。お先に失礼していますね。
Thanks, and sorry for being late. I should have come home earlier.
いいです。ちゃんと間に合いましたから。ちょっと待っててくださいね。すぐ用意しますから。
Okay, thanks. I'll go wash up, so keep an eye on Fujine to make sure she doesn't eat my portion.
はい、きちんと見張っています。
I go to my room. It's a sparse room compared to the storehouse, but it's still decorated enough, considering I don't have any particular hobbies. Though most of them are random things Fujine just left here. After I wash my hands and change, I head back to see food on the table. Thank you for the meal.
はい、お口に合えばいいんですけど。
Sakura is as humble as ever. Sakura's cooking skills have improved vastly over the years. Over the past year. My cooking is no match for Western foods. My Japanese dishes might be a little better. Neither of us is any good at making Chinese dishes. I'm glad to know she's improving, but it's also a little depressing when the pupil surpasses her master. It really is delicious. The longer you cook chicken, the tougher the meat gets, which is why you need to take the extra step of grilling the chicken to a crisp to seal in its juices. I really want to do Gordon Ramsay. You need to take the extra steps of grilling the chicken to crisp to seal in its juices and flavor. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, it's so bad. Anyways. This requires exceptional skill, and it's something the clumsy Fujine would never be able to manage.
どうでしょうか、先輩。その、今日のはうまくいったと思うんですけど。
No complaints here. Oh, the cream sauce is perfect. My cooking can't hold a candle to your Western dishes.
さくらちゃんがご飯作ってくれるようになってからお肉関係が美味しくなった。
Fujine, who's been concentrating on her meal until just now, pipes up.
あ、ダメよシロ。学生がこんな夜更けに帰ってきちゃいけないんだから。
She looked to be in good spirits thanks to Sakura's meal, but the moment she sees my face, her mood turns sour.
もうまた誰かの手伝いをしてたんでしょう。それはそれでいいことだけど、こんな時ぐらいは早く帰ってきなさい。最近物騒だぞってホームルームで言ったじゃない。あれ、シロに対して言ったんだからね。
You really don't need to make a homeroom announcement for something you could just tell me at home.
ここで言っても聞かないもの。学校でガツンと言った方がシロには効果的なんだもん。
先生、それは職権乱用というか公私混同だと思います。
それぐらいしないとシロはダメなのよ。いつも人の手伝いばっかりして損してるからさ。たまにはまっすぐ帰ってきてのんびりしててもいいじゃない、バカチン。
Huh? Who are you calling an idiot? What's wrong with helping people? I'm not losing out on anything as long as someone benefits from my help.
はあ、キリツグさんに似たのかな。シロがそんなんじゃお姉ちゃん心配だよ。
Seeing Fujine so heartedly makes me worried exactly what she's worried about. Oh, eating so heartedly. Okay.
藤村先生、今の話からすると先輩って昔からそうなんですか？
昔からそうなの。なんか困ってる人がいたら自分から手を出しちゃうタイプ。けどおせっかいってわけじゃなくて、シロはね、単におませさんなのだ。
Hajine grins menacingly. Oh, Hajine, I'm going to get mad if you say anything you shouldn't. And you shouldn't ask such silly questions, Sakura. I glare at the two. Hajine...
藤村先生、お話を続けてください。
Hajine clicks her tongue in disapproval, but... Sakura presses on, like an attentive student.
じゃあ話しちゃおう。これがね、シロは困った人を放っておけない性格なのよ。弱きを助け強きをくじくってやつ。子供の頃の作文なんてね、僕の夢は正義の味方になることですだったんだから。
Quit bringing up the past, Hajine. I can't really jump in though, because it's true. Besides, becoming a hero of justice is still my goal.
わあ、すごい子供だったんですね、先輩。
すごかったよ。年上の男の子にいじめられてる女の子がいたら助けに入ってくれたし、桐次さんが武将だったから家事だって一生懸命こなしてたし。あの頃は可愛くて純真だったのに、それがどうしてこんなひねくれた子になっちゃったんだろうな。
That's on you, Hajine. That's what happens with children when they have a bad role model. And if you want to say something to that, try making an entire meal all on your own. Hajine is shocked. I thought she would just lower the head and repent, but...
お姉ちゃんは悲しいよ。さくらちゃん、おかわり。
She holds out her rice bowl, asking for a third helping of dinner. We relax after dinner, and it's almost 9 o'clock. Oh hey, it's exactly 9 o'clock. Well, what should I do? There's still some time before my evening training. I guess I'll... Ooh. Hold on, let me see my flowchart. There's so many options I could do. Oh. Should I hang out with Fujine or should I rest? I already did walk socket at home. I already did that. That's why it's greened out. What? It's just these two options. Yes. Yes. Okay. Well, it might be good to see how Hujine is doing. Sort of a way to get in some light after meal exercise. Yeah, I'll try getting back at her for telling Sakura that embarrassing story.
Nani? お風呂入ってたんじゃないの?
Hajine is silently peeling tangerines, eating them for dessert. 2 tangerine peels shaped like floating flowers are lining the top of the table. I feel like she's been cursed or something. She can't peel apples to save her life, but tangerine peels are like works of art. I've decided to take a bath later. I've got a bone to pick with you about the stories you told earlier.
別にいいじゃん。もう昔のことなんだし、さくらちゃんも喜んでたし。それよりはい、今日のノルマ。シロは1日1個だからね。
She takes a small tangerine from a basket onto the table and tosses it to me. Oh, hey, you're not gonna win me over with a tangerine. It's a good thing It's a good thing you only told Sakura, but never tell stories like that at school. People like Issei would be concerned. It wouldn't be good.
三辻さんは大笑いしそうだけどね。なんて言われなくても分かってるわよ。シロの子供の頃の話なんてさくらちゃん以外にはしないから。
That's not my point. I'm saying don't talk about it to Sakura either. I'm sure Sakura doesn't like hearing my boring ass stories like that. And I know you won't do it again, but if you do, I'll get real mad. I glare at Fujine with all my might, showing how serious I am. And then she becomes Neko Arc.
そっか、そういうわけ。つまりシローはそうなのよ。
Despite my efforts, Fujine grins, clearly pleased with herself. You're really starting to piss me off. Why do you look so pleased with yourself, you dumb tiger? I scowl angrily at Fujine.
トラでもいいよーだ。要するにあれでしょ。シローはさくらちゃんに知られるのが嫌だったのよ。他の人に正義の味方になりたいなんて知られても気にしないけど、さくらちゃんに知られるのは恥ずかしかったわけね。
That's not true. I think.
そういうことならどんどん話しちゃうから。そっか、シローもようやくさくらちゃんを意識しだしたか。教師としてちょっと心配だけど、保護者としてはちょっと安心したかな。けどお姉ちゃんはちょっと寂しいかな。
Her speech is almost weirdly emotional. And then half a heartbeat later, she shoves a whole tangerine into her mouth. Fujine can fit anything up to the size of her fist into her mouth. That's very specific. An act like that might be alluring if we were in the wild savannah or something, but such feral charm seems kind of unbecoming for a mature woman like her.
あれ、先輩、お風呂入ってたんじゃないんですか？
In comes Sakura. She heads right into the living room, having finished with the dishes. I put it off because there's something I have to talk to Fujine about. Want a tangerine, Sakura? I reach for the stack of tangerines in a basket. It's unexpected, but the three of us relaxing together after dinner is kind of nice.
それならさっき藤村先生にいただきました。私用に取っておいてくれたおみかんで美味しかったです。
さくらちゃんは生の果物はダメだからね。調理したやつかアイスみたいに冷やしてないと食べてくれないのだ。で、さくらちゃんそろそろ時間？
はい、後片付けも済みましたから今日はもう帰ります。
そっか、じゃあ私もおいとまするわ。さくらちゃん行こう。最近は物騒だから近くまで送って行ってあげる。
Fujine holds her mass consumption of tangerines and gets to her feet, somehow managing to look bold. The way she gets up gives the impression of a responsible elder.
いいんですか、先生？
当然でしょう。さくらちゃんもシローも私が預かってるんだから、ちゃんと家まで送り届けないと。シローもそれでいいでしょ。私たちが帰ったらちゃんと戸締まりして寝るのよ。
Got it. As long as you're with Sakura, I won't worry. Even if you're attacked by perverts or bears.
そうでもないわよ。さすがにクマは無理でしょ。うん、無理だからここまで逃げ帰ってくるね。そしたら二人でやっつけて、明日はクマ鍋かな。
Fujine smiles fearlessly. Yeah, Fujine typically marches to a different beat. A beat so loud and discordant it wreaks havoc on everything around her. But as a teacher, she's also so courageous it's almost admirable. Or admirable? I don't know.
行こっか、さくらちゃん。それじゃ、また明日ね、シロ。
はい、それじゃあおやすみなさい、先輩。
The two leave the mansion. I see them off from the front door, and then I lock the door behind them, as instructed by Fujine. I want to see the flowchart again. Oh, wait, what is this then? We only had one more option. I'm so curious. And that's how my day ends. Just before midnight, Emi Yoshiro must perform the daily routine of utilizing magecraft. I cross my legs, take my position, and regulate my breathing. I try to empty my mind. I ignore everything around me and turn my focus inward. Tores. I mutter the familiar incantation as if putting myself in a spell. No, this isn't a kind of hypnosis. With no magic crest and no magical knowledge, the incantations I mutter is really just a way to focus myself and change my body. Typically, humans do not have any lines which allow magical energy to pass through their body. To temporarily change my body to create a pseudo version of the lines, I need enough concentration to unify my entire physical and nervous systems. Magecraft is a battle with yourself. For example, I insert a burning steel rod into my backbone. The steel rod itself is the one and only magic circuit I can prepare for myself. By passing this deep within my body and connecting it to my other nerves, I can finally be a mage. This is not a metaphor, and if you look closely, a series of metal rods which cannot normally be seen or touched pierce my backbone.
僕は魔法使いなんだ。
Emiya Kiritsugu was a mage. He was a true mage who disciplined himself in a wide variety of mystics, plumbed the deeper secrets of the world and its workings, and even performed miracles. As a young child, I admired Kiritsugu and begged him to teach me magecraft. But you can't just become a mage. You have to be born with talent and inherit a tremendous amount of knowledge. I obviously never had that inborn talent, and Kiritsugu never imparted any knowledge about magecraft to me. I was told it wasn't necessary for me, something like that. I still don't understand what he meant by that, but it didn't matter to me as a child. I always thought learning magecraft would bring me that much closer to being like Kiritsugu. I was blessed, neither with talent, that is, an abundance of magic circuits within me, nor with generations of magecraft knowledge handed down to me. The magecraft Kiritsugu possessed, the magic crest passed down from the Emiya family, can only be passed onto a blood relative. A magic crest, which is proof one is a mage, rejects any non-blood related. As an adopted son, I could not receive the Emiya family's crest. Then again, since I honestly don't have any idea what the hell a magic crest even is, it doesn't matter much whether I have one or not. Imagine if Emiya had Time Alter. Anyways, it's just a matter of gaining the ability. If I want to be a mage, I just have to learn magecraft that suits the traits that I do have. Magecraft is taken to its extreme, a skill supposedly meant to release magical energy. You could say that magical energy is a life force. Magical energy is separated into two sources: mana, which comes from the world's atmosphere, and odd, which is created within living creatures. Obviously, mana, which comes from the world itself, is superior to odd. The sheer power of the world's mana is simply not even comparable to the odd one human can create. No matter the form it takes, magecraft utilizing mana will always surpass anything created from an individual's odd. So a powerful mage is one who excels at drawing magical energy from the world. It's a lot like our filtration system. A mage will use their own body circuits to draw in mana from the outside and convert it into something usable. Mages call the circuits he used to accomplish his magic circuits. This is the inborn talent part. The number of magic circuits one has is determined at the moment of birth. Typically, humans hardly have any magic circuits. They're normally quite rare. That's why mages will spend generations trying to ensure their descendants have a body more suitable for magic. Some families even go as far to practice selective breeding in order to increase the number of magic circuits in their children. And since I was raised in a normal family, I never had the chance of having much in the way of magic circuits. That left me one only option. According to Kiritsugu, everyone is well suited to one specific form of magecraft. He also said something about drawing out magical energy based on the person's origin, but I really never quite understood that part. What I do understand is that even someone like me can use at least one form of magecraft. If I can do that, then maybe I can be like Kiritsugu. And that's why I've only learned this one magecraft. That was 8 years ago. After a lot of thought, Kiritsugu took me on as a disciple, though he never seemed happy about it.
いいかいしろ、魔術を習うということは常識からかけ離れるということだ。死ぬ時は死に、殺す時は殺す。僕たちの本質は生ではなく死だからね。魔術とは自らを滅ぼす道に他ならない。
I guess I knew no fear as a child. Kiritsugu smiled bitterly, placing a hand atop my head as I nodded enthusiastically.
君に教えるのはそういった争いを呼ぶ類のものだ。 人前で使ってはいけないし、難しいものだから鍛錬を怠ってもいけない。でもまあそれは破ったって構わない。一番大事なことはね、魔術は自分のためじゃなくて他人のためだけに使うということだよ。そうすればシロは魔術使いではあるけど魔術師ではなくなるからね。
I guess Kiritsugu didn't want me to be a mage, but I didn't care about that. I admired Kiritsugu, not mages. As long as I can be the sort of person who lives to help others, like Kiritsugu on the day of the fire and nightmare. I got distracted. I feel the uncomfortable sensation of the iron rod in my backbone moving where it shouldn't. Losing control of my breathing now would be fatal. The pseudo-magic circuits would overwhelm my body and shred it to pieces. And that would be the end of me. Emi Hashiro would simply be a novice who died because he failed at an elementary step. I grit my teeth and try to recover my connection. After pain like walking through a storm of needles, the iron rod finally sinks deep within my body and fuses with me. I've been working on this for a little over an hour, and after all that time, I'm finally able to create one pseudo-circuit, a circuit capable of creating magical energy using my own self. Basic structure, analyze. All that's left is to allow the magical energy to flow naturally. Emi Hashiro is no mage. He's just a user of magecraft, who can only create magical energy within his body and channel it into his object. And that's why I can only do one thing with this magecraft, which is composition, analyze. Enhancing objects. It's just strengthening magecraft, where I apprehend an object structure and channel magical energy to temporarily reinforce its abilities. Basic structure, alter. I hold a broken iron pipe. I pass magical energy through it to execute the most basic magecraft to enhance its durability. Passing magical energy into something other than yourself is like mixing poison. My blood is a far cry from the blood of an iron pipe. Forcing an entirely different sort of blood through an object may well destroy it rather than enhance it. To prevent that from happening, I need to properly understand an object's structure and pass magical energy into it between the small vacant spaces. Composition, reinforce. This may be easy for a skilled mage, but since I have a hard time generating magical energy in the first place, even a task like this is as difficult as shooting an arrow and hitting a target several hundred meters from you. A typical archery target is 28 meters away. So it goes without saying how hard it would be to hit a target at 10 times that distance. My body temperature suddenly plummets. The fiery pillar passing through my backbone disappears, and my lungs seize in desperate need of oxygen. My back arches in an effort to keep me from passing out. Damn, I failed again. The iron pipe is unchanged. The magical energy I passed into it appears to have dispersed. Damn. Adding to something that already has a set form is hard. What I'm attempting to do is like adding an extra brushwork to a completed work of art. Adding something extra to a completed object raises the risk of compromising the object's integrity. The paintbrush, hoping to improve, may actually devalue the work instead, which is why, despite its simplicity, strengthening magecraft is so difficult and not many mages willing to use it. And it's not that I chose this, but it's really all I can do. It would be much easier if I could make something from shapeless clay, but a substitute that just recreates its form is all show and no substance. Which explains all the junk around. Whenever I fail at strengthening magecraft, I try to make a substitute object to practice on and calm down on, but they all end up empty. I can visualize the structure of an object easily, and I can recreate something very similar, but it's hollow, and obviously doesn't function at all. I wipe the sweat from my brow. I realize that I'm absolutely dripping with sweat. If this is as bad as it got, I should consider myself lucky. But what happened earlier was really bad. Had I taken even a second longer to recover, my internal organs would probably be mush by now. If only pushing myself to the brink of death helped me improve, there'd be hope somewhere. There'd be some hope here. But nothing comes that easily. At the same time, fear of death will stand in the way of improving my magecraft. Learning magecraft means courting death at every turn. Even rudimentary, everyday magecraft can spin wildly out of control from a single mistake, ending the caster's life.
魔術師にとって一番初めの覚悟とは死を容認することだ。
Kiritsugu always looked sad whenever he brought that up. Maybe it was his way of saying that he didn't want me to get into any of this. Saving one person means not saving someone else. Being a hero of justice means you need to be an extremely egocentric person. That was always... Wait, what? Oh, okay. Saving one person means not saving someone else. Being a hero of justice means you need to be an extremely egocentric person. That was always his line. Kiritsugu always said that whenever I mentioned wanting to be like him. I still don't know what he meant by that. All I'm certain of is that I want to save people, to be a hero of justice, just like Emiya Kiritsugu. But I can't even manage the basics. I'm such an idiot for letting myself get distracted at the most crucial moment. It's not enough for me to grasp at the object structure visually. A skilled mage would be able to focus only on the crucial areas and efficiently channel magical energy. My dream is to become a hero of justice. I remember what Fujine mentioned at dinner. I'd never really thought of that goal as embarrassing or impossible. That Emiya Shiro will succeed Emiya Kiritsugu has already been decided. That's why I've been doing everything I can, despite how sorely I lack in experience. I don't know exactly what it means to be a hero of justice, but because I don't know, I trained myself to the best of my abilities in hopes I'll be useful to somebody. I haven't taken my eye off that goal in these past 5 years, but whenever things go wrong like this, I start to have doubts. I just don't get it, old man. What the hell do I have to do to be a hero of justice? I look at the sky through a window. It's not just about being good for someone out of the blue. Saving someone and being a hero of justice are two different things. I know that. But what do I have to do to differentiate them? I've yet to understand that crucial concept for the past 5 years. Oh, new save, new save, new save. Alright, let me grab a drink, so I will be right back. Oh my god, every time I switch back, it fucking crashes my game. I'm so glad I saved. Ugh. What's the difference between my saves? Do I just have 2 saves? I awake to darkness. I guess I'm not that much for dreaming, unless something big happens. I always have the same dream anyway. I always envision a sword. Oh wait, it's a different one? Oh wait, what, how do I get this one? How do I get this one? Do I have to do the other ones? Ah! This makes me angry. Sakura hates me for some reason. I don't know why. What did I do? Alright, well. I have no idea why, but that's the only thing that pops into my head. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Perhaps this is what defines me as something, as Emiya Shiro. I don't have any dreams of my own. The only things on my mind while I sleep are what others taught me long ago. For example, on how to be a mage. Even if I'm not a full-fledged mage, it's only natural for a mage to be aware of the world they're in. Put simply, a mage is an irregular, an outcast from society. But even outcasts need to band together to survive. My old man told me there's a society of mages called the Mages Association. He also told me I shouldn't ever get involved with them. The Mages Association is said to conceal the existence of magecraft and manage mages. The Mages Association watches over mages and makes sure their magecraft doesn't affect society. But the strange thing is that they don't really prohibit mages from abusing magecraft either. According to Kiritsugu, the Mages Association is only interested in concealing mystics. Even if, say, a mage carry out an experiment that sacrifice, let's say, a lot of citizens, the association wouldn't punish them. Their priorities are expressly in preventing the public from becoming aware of magecraft, which does not mean magecraft is completely banned. Honestly, anything goes as long as the truth doesn't come out. At least that's how that insane. At least that seems to be how that insane bunch conducts themselves. Whatever it is, the Mages Association surveillance is absolute. Typical magecraft research sacrifices the lives of ordinary humans, which in turn risks revealing the existence of magecraft to the world. As such, the Mages Association doesn't permit research that would harm society. Ultimately, mages can conduct their research in the privacy of their homes, while the world is none the wiser. So mages sometimes go into hiding to escape the association's scrutiny and oversight. So there may be some mages living in this town, and I just don't know it. I also hear Huyuki is a spiritual hotspot of sorts. That probably means there's some prestigious mage with a storied history living here. Rin. They're called second owners, elite mages the association trusts to watch over territory. Other mages who live in the same area must visit the second owners first to get permission to build their workshops. My old man was an outlaw who cut ties with the association and moved here without the consent of Huyuki's second owner. So in a way, our family is a bunch of trespassers living in a world without permission from the landlord. Which means the second owner doesn't know that Emiya Kiritsugu was a mage. So I tend to feel like our family's status of mage is kind of unclear. But then my old man, the bona fide mage, died. And even though I'm his disciple and son, I don't know a thing about the Mages Association, and have no real-world knowledge about being a mage. I have a feeling that the association would want to dispose of someone like me, but they haven't made any sort of move. Apparently, the Mages Association doesn't have many eyes in Japan, so that's probably why I haven't been found yet. But that doesn't mean I can't let my guard down. The eyes of the Mages Association are said to be everywhere, and if someone commits a crime using magecraft, the church's heretic hunters will make their move. Using magecraft, however half-assed you may be about it, makes you enemies. So with all that in mind, I honestly just want to study being a mage on my own. I wake up as the sunlight starts to pour through a window. Looks like the sun's just now coming up. It's still dark out. It's cold. Waking up in the morning is getting tough. I get up, trying not to let the morning cold discourage me, and quickly fold up my futon. It's 5:30. I've always been an early riser no matter how late I go to bed. I might mess up once in a while like yesterday, but that's rare. Okay, breakfast. I let Sakura do all the work yesterday, so it would look kind of bad if I didn't return the favor this morning. I should hurry up and finish making breakfast before Sakura comes. I cook rice and make miso soup. Yesterday the soup had daikon radish and carrots, so I'm making onion and potato soup miso soup today. I make the egg omelet and I use the leftover konnyaku to simmer it with bonito flakes. That's how NJ would say it. I make incisions into the sari fish, which will be the main dish, and sprinkle it in with a little salt. All I have to do is broil it, but that can wait until the last minute. Okay, that'll do it. It's almost 6. I finished earlier than expected, so I have some time on my hands. So, what should I do with this extra time? Oh, do I just not have a fucking option? What? What? I'm literally so confused. Is this the same what? What? I guess I'll work up a quick set if I have so much time. Morning exercise is my daily routine, so I might do some light workouts. The hush atmosphere in an empty dojo encourages one to focus. And in the morning, just as the sun rises, its serenity makes the moon even more sacred and enthralling whoever visits the site. Anyway, there's only one thing I do here. Ever since my old man died, the dojo has turned into a gym to train my body. Training to be a mage means I can't neglect training my body. One of the conditions of being a mage is maintaining yourself at physical peak. When Kiritsugu was alive, he and I sparred often. Well, more that he just kicked my ass every time, so I never really learned how to win myself. But at least I learned the difference between a fight and a battle. In other words, I learned the difference between killing and beating an opponent, and how to conduct myself in each situation. Knowledge and experience are different. Without the knowledge to know the difference, it's hard to tell if you've gotten yourself into a fight or a massacre. It's as simple as that. Learning magecraft means there's a risk of perishing on your own, as well as the risk of having to fight. And to mages, that means killing each other. That's why Kiritsugu wanted to teach me that I must always be ready to face death. But the person reminding me of the lesson is long gone. So the only thing I can do alone is some simple exercises. Guess I better get along with it. After I stretch to warm up, I focus on my inner strength and begin my exercises. 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, a 10-kilometer run. I forget the other one. As I train my body, I assess how my magical circuits affect my blood flow. My skeletal frame is creaking, the fatigue I feel, and how much that all distracts my thoughts. 120, 120, 150, 170. What? Why is he counting like that? You can't count like that. Yeah, let me do like 10, 20, 30. Who exercises like this? Even simple push-ups can train my magic circuits as long as I focus on my mental state, rather than putting physical weights on my body. With no proper mentor teaching me magecraft, morning training is no different than what most sports clubs do, and they've become very important to me. Yeah, it's all done. All that's left to do is set the dishes and grill the fish. Sakura's clearly eager in her reply, and coming in behind the ever dependable Sakura.
こん の匂いはシローの卵焼きね。そっか、今朝はシローの朝ごはんなんだ。
Hajime casually heads to the table. Well, let's just ignore her for now. I need to grill to prepare the fish. Sakura, use the middle set of plates. The food will look better on those.
この表面がブツブツのですか？
Yeah, those. Grilled meals tend to not look good if you don't plate them well. And I've already grated the daikon. Sakura reaches far to take out the plates. As she reaches out, I think I see a faint bruise on the back of her hand. Sakura, hold on a minute.
はい。何ですか、先輩？
What is that bruise on your hand? She averts her eyes, looking uneasy. Her reaction makes how she got the bruise clear. Is it Shinji again? I can't believe he beats his own sister.
違います、先輩。これは転んでぶつけちゃったんです。ほら、私鈍いでしょ？だからよく転んで怪我ばっかりしてるんです。
How stupid do you think I am? Nobody gets bruises like that just from falling. Seems like Shinji needs some sense smacked into him. By the way, I have a story. I literally have a friend who has a scar on the back of her hand because she fell down some stairs with an iPad in her hand, and I think she would. And she told me that she would have been fine if she let the iPad drop, but she was afraid that her mom would get mad if she broke the iPad, so she hugged it and then let her hand get hurt. So she has a scar on the back of her hand. So every time I see this scene, I'm like, but you do though. Also, I've also never know, it's kind of ambiguous to me, from the anime, but is the thing on the back of her hand, is that a bruise or is it her command seal? Cause I'm not quite sure.
ダメです、先輩。これ本当に兄さんは関係ないんです。私が一人で怪我をしただけなんですから、先輩に怒ってもらう資格なんてありません。
Sakura falls silent. Sakura may seem docile, but she's surprisingly stubborn. It's no use saying anything to her now. Fine, if you say so, I'll leave it at that.
はい。ごめんなさい、先輩。
Why are you apologizing? Shinji is the one in the wrong. The moment I say Shinji's name, Sakura awkwardly turns away. It can only mean he's the cause of the bruise on her hand. Mato Shinji has had a bad habit of treating his younger sister like crap. I noticed it about a year ago. Every now and then I'd see Sakura injured, and she'd always made excuses when I asked what happened. When I asked Shinji about it, he revealed to my shock that he'd been the one who hit Sakura. I asked why, and he told me it was because she'd done something he hadn't liked. I got pretty pissed off, so I did to Shinji what he'd done to Sakura. We haven't been on great terms since then.
先輩、兄さんとは仲直りしてくれましたか？
Huh? Yeah, sure. We've never fought in the first place, so there's not much call for making up.
先輩にとってはそうでしょうけど、兄さんにとっては喧嘩をしたことになるんです。だから気をつけてください。
Huh? What Sakura says strikes me as odd. Be careful? Shinji?
はい、兄さん、先輩を目の敵にしてるって聞きました。先輩が退部するようになったのも兄さんのせいだって。
Shinji had nothing to do with me quitting. Well, he might have been a factor, but it's nothing that you should worry about. And Shinji's right. This is a little unsightly. I point at my left shoulder. There's a little scar there. It happened about 1.5 years ago. Something fell on me during one of my jobs, and during my left... What the fuck? And during my left shoulder. I'd end up with just a broken bone, but I also came away with a burn to my shoulder. After the accident, I quit the Kyudo club. Our school's Kyudo club, out of respect for formalities, allows students to perform sacred shooting rituals. Male students participating in this expose their left shoulder. Shinji pointed out that it may be disrespectful for someone performing a sacred shot to expose a scar. And since I was getting busy with my various jobs, I decided to quit the club.
先輩、しつこいようですけど、本当にもう弓は引かないんですか？藤村先生も怪我なんて支障はないって言ってるのに。
Fujine would say that even if I'd broken my Fujine would say that even if I'd broken every bone in my body.
先輩、私真面目な話をしているんです。
I know I should give her a serious answer, but unfortunately, I can't give Sakura the answer she's looking for. I don't have time to do club activities. I like Kyudo, but it's not something I should prioritize, so I think I'll give it a rest for after a while.
しばらくってどのくらいですか？
However long I feel like, or maybe until it's time for you to graduate. I'm looking forward to having you look after me then, Sakura. I pat Sakura's shoulder. She nods so violently, it looks like she might drop the plates. It's almost 7:30. Sakura and Fujine have long since left the house for their morning club activities. I went to school early yesterday because Issei asked me to, but I leave the house at an unusual time today. I noticed something strange as I walked down the hill towards the intersection. Several police cars are parked in front of a house. Something must have happened since a crowd has gathered. There are easily 20 people watching. I'm curious, but the mass of people prevents me from finding out what's happening. I don't have much time, so I should hurry to school. I make it to school 10 minutes before the first bell. As I cross through the gates with plenty of time as usual, I run into a familiar student. You haven't changed yet, Mitsuzuri. Homeroom's about to start. You really don't have time to say hi to me. I don't know what's so funny, but she laughs heartedly, not caring about her surroundings. This is Mitsuri Ayako. She's been a classmate of mine since we first years, and she's currently the captain of the Kyudo club. She's an unbelievably insightful person, and it was expected that she would be the team's next captain since her first year with them. Mitsuri is a precocious sort, and people have always had high hopes for her, and even leaned on her, even since she was a first year. Then again, she gets mad whenever somebody mentions that in front of her, claiming she doesn't look as old as people think. I wouldn't dare. Just making an observation. If you want to get angry about it, that's your call.
言うじゃん。いいね。正直に答えるくせに何をどう考えてたかは口にしないんだもの。エミヤ、シンジと違って隙がないな。
Shinji? What's he got to do with this?
なんでも何も、あんたとシンジって友人じゃない。シンジの男友達ってあんただけでしょ。それにお忘れでしょうが、私これでも弓道部の主将なの。うちの問題児と辞めちまった問題児をくっつけるのは自然な流れだと思わない？
I guess. The Kyudo club's got nothing to do with it, but he and I go back a long way.
あ、カチンときた。あんたね、弓道部の話になると急に冷たくなるでしょ。いいご身分よね。シンジをほっぽっといて自分はさっさと退場しちゃうんだから。後に残された私とかさくらの気持ちとか少しは考えてくれてもいいんじゃない？
What? Did Shinji do something bad again?
あいつが何もやらない日なんてないけど。ま、それにしても昨日のはちょっとやりすぎか。1年の男子が1人辞めたぐらいだから。
Mitsuzuri sighs gravely. Seeing her look so serious is rare to begin with, but the rest of her story is particularly alarming. What the heck? Why'd he quit?
シンジのやつが八つ当たりしたのよ。わざわざ女子を集めてね、夢を持ったばかりの子にシャをさせて的中するまで笑い物にしたとか。
What? How could you let something like that happen?
見過ごすか。けどさ、首相ってのはいろいろと忙しいんだ。いつも道場にいるわけじゃないってエミヤだって知ってるでしょ。
Well, yeah, but what the hell was Shinji thinking? He may be harsher than the others, but he's not the type to make someone into a spectacle.
呆れた。エミヤっては本当にあれだ。
What do you mean by that? Were you just thinking something bad about me?
あら、私はあくまで客観的な事実を連想しただけさ。それで気を悪くするのはエミヤの勝手だね。
Why are you using my own words against me? Fine. So what's gotten to Shinji? Why did he do that?
聞いた話じゃ、遠坂にこっぴどく振られたとかなんとか。
Tosaka? You mean that Tosaka?
うちの学校にあれ以外の遠坂なんていないでしょ。2年 A 組の優等生、ミスパーフェクトこと遠坂凛よ。
That is the first time I've heard that nickname. But it fits. It's no surprise Shinji got rejected. And knowing Tosaka, she probably had some pretty harsh insults to go with that rejection.
ともかく、シンジのやつは昨日からずっとその調子よ。おかげで私もこんな時間まで道場で目を光らせてたってわけ。
Shinji does have a low tolerance for some things. I know it might be tough, but good luck, Mitsuzuri.
はいはい。けどね、シンジって懲りないでしょ。また遠坂に声をかけて振られた日には、今度こそ遠坂本人に何かしそうでさ。
No, even Shinji wouldn't go near someone who just rejected him. He's good about that sort of thing.
けど相手が近寄ってくるんだからしょうがないじゃない。遠坂さ、なんか知らないけど、うちの道場をよく見学に来るのよ。エミヤは辞めちゃったから知らないだろうけどね。
That's news to me. Tosaka Rin doesn't participate in any club activities because her family forbids it or something. She even turned down nominations to be a member of the student council, so I always thought she went straight home after school.
たまにはそれもいいか。あいつもお高く止まってるし、一度ぐらいは痛い目に遭うのもいいかもね。お気の毒様っていうか、ご愁傷様っていうか。
Mitsuzuri has a weird way of looking at this. Now that I think about it, they say Tosaka Rin has a lot of enemies. I wonder if Mitsuzuri is one of them too. Hey, Mitsuzuri. That's kind of cruel, even for you.
あ、そろそろ時間だ。じゃあね、エミヤ。今度私の弓の調子見に来てよ。
Mitsuzuri hastily runs off. Classic Mitsuzuri. I never minded just how forthright she always is. I feel a bit more at ease and head towards the classroom. It's lunchtime. Here's the lunch it never funch. It makes me want to eat my lunch. When it comes, I want to munch. Lunch! Our school has quite the cafeteria, and most of the students eat lunch here. But there are some old-fashioned students who still bring their own lunches, including myself and the student council president sitting in front of me.
エミヤ、その唐揚げを一つくれないか。俺の弁当には圧倒的に肉分が不足している。
Fine, but why is your lunch always so plain, Issei? I know you live in a temple, but there's no rule that prohibits you from consuming alcohol or meat, right?
何を時代錯誤なことを。これは単に親父殿の趣味だ。小坊主に食わす贅沢はない。悔しいのなら己で何とかせよ、などという。いっそ今からでも天祖になるか。俺も考えどころだ。
That sounds like your old man. Issei's father is the priest at Ryudo Temple, the larger-than-life figure who's also friends with Fujine's grandfather. Anyone who gets along with the old man Fujimura can't possibly be normal. Well then, here you go. You owe me. I pass my bento box to him.
いやいや、ありがたく。 これも托発の修行なり。
Issei bows deeply. I honestly question whether I should be reminded that he's the son of the priest at times like these.
ああ、そういえばエミヤ、朝方2丁目の方で騒ぎがあったのを知っているか。ちょうどエミヤと別れるあたりの交差点だが。
The intersection? Could it be the same intersection where I saw all the police cars this morning?
なんでもな、殺人があったそうだ。詳細は知らないが、一家4人中助かったのは子供だけらしい。両親と姉は刺殺されたというが、その凶器が包丁やナイフではなく長物だというのが普通じゃない。
A long weapon? Does he mean a sword or something? If it's a murder, then that weapon killed the parents and the older sister. I can't help but imagine it. Someone sneaks into the house late at night. Unreasonable violence. A horrible nightmare the victim neither imagined nor wished for. Like a traffic accident, the parents are slaughtered. The older sister falls victim without knowing what's happening. A lone child, hidden in the shadows, is covered in their family's blood. Issei, did they catch the murderer?
捕まってはいないようだな。信徒の方では欠陥工事による事故。こちらでは辻切りめいた殺人事件だ。学校の門限が早まるのも当然。どうしたエミヤ？喉に飯でも詰まったか？
Nothing. Why do you ask?
いや、エミヤが厳しい顔をしていたのでな。少し驚いた。すまん。食事時の話ではなかったな。
I wish there was an Issei route. Issei apologizes and tries to lighten the mood. I actually don't mind topics like this, and I didn't realize I was looking so severe. And then, there's a gentle knock on the Students' Council's room's door.
失礼。竜道はいるか？
ああ、はい。何ですか、先生。
Mr. Kuzuki enters, and Issei steps over to him to have a quiet conversation. It must be a casual student council matter since Issei looks relaxed. Look at that. It's something you don't see every day. Issei is surprisingly shy. He keeps his distance from classmates and even teachers. For some reason, he's warmed up to the student council advisor, Mr. Kuzuki. Maybe they get along because they're both straight-laced. Soichiro Kuzuki is the homeroom teacher for class 2A, and he's very serious. It's kind of weird. Some part of that is probably why he and Issei get on so well. The two continue to talk. As I watch them, I can't stop thinking about the murder. Issei and Ayako both deserve pseudo-servants? Would it be like, other, people from his era, like, what the fuck's his name? Muramasa and, like, I don't know, some other people? Classes end, it is time to go. You know what'd be really cool, though? Ayako could be like, Huoyi from Chinese, mythology. The guy who, shoots, like I think 8 of the 9 suns down or something. I can't wander around because I have work today. I shouldn't do anything at school. I should head straight to the neighboring town, but what? Was there an other option that I just don't have? Okay. Maybe the morning conversation bothered me more than I realized. Next thing I know, I'm at the Kyudo Club. What the hell am I thinking? Mitsuri said Tosaka-rin frequently visits. Well, I hadn't thought of that, but I think it'd be a problem if Shinji got violent against Tosaka. I'd rather make another Shiro alt and then have 3 musketeers. Shinji is unstoppable when he gets mad. Shinji lasting out at Tosaka because she rejected him would be bad. Well, I don't know exactly how, but it'd just be bad. Oh, Tosaka's not even here. Tosaka's nowhere to be found around the dojo. Mitsuri would be worried for nothing. Oh, here they come.
誰がいないって？
Ah!
だから誰がいないって？
Issei, who I thought I'd part ways with, is standing next to me. Why are you here, Issei? Don't scare me like that.
いや、 エミヤが挙動不審げに道場を眺めていたからつい。で、誰がいないって？
Well, it's Tosaka. I heard she had a spat with Shinji yesterday, so I wanted to make sure things were okay.
ほうほう、挙動不審だな。聞かれてもいないのに理由まで話すなど。俺は誰がいないかと聞いただけなのだが。
What? It's none of your business what I do around here.
うん、それはしかり。だが無駄だぞエミヤ。遠坂はここにはいない。なぜならあいつは今日ずる休みだ。
What? Cut class? So she's absent? I see. Wait, Issei, why do you think she cut class? That's not the sort of thing she'd ever do.
するとも、あいつが風邪などひくものか。俺が見たところあいつは悪いやつだ。外見に騙されるとパクッと食われるぞエミヤ。
Somehow, what Issei's saying irritates me. I may not know Tosaka that well, but I don't think she's a bad person. Watch what you say, Issei. You know Tosaka's not like that.
ん？なんだ？エミヤも遠坂狙いなのか。ああ、それはすまない。今のは流してくれ。
A secret crush? Like hell? Don't make assumptions. I'm just worried Shinji's going to stir up some trouble.
シンジが遠坂に殴りかかろうとしたら止めるためか。またそんな役回りをするな。別に俺は気にしないが、割と趣味が悪いのだな、エミヤは。
I'm unscathed so far because nothing's happened. But Issei, what was that crap you were saying?
ん？遠坂狙いは趣味が悪いってことかい？
Yeah, that. Tosaka's popular. I haven't heard any bad rumors about her.
ああ、聞かないね。それがまた気に食わない。
What part bothers you?
だから全部だよ。あれはメギツネだ。女性だ。妖怪だ。とにかく生理的に気に食わない。悪いことは言わないから、エミヤも気に入らないようにしろ。
You're the one who always warns everyone not to talk about people's behind their back.
たわけ。これが陰口に入るか。俺は聞こえるように喋っている。
No wonder I sense people watching us. Well, that's a relief. I'm really glad Tosaka's absent today. Issei, please, can we talk a little quieter?
うん。エミヤがそういうのなら了解した。が、とりわけ中傷していたわけではないぞ。単に竜道一世が遠坂凛を警戒していると言っただけだ。あくまで個人の趣味嗜好の範囲だろう。
Don, Issei's a real one. Yet you'll use words like vixen and minx. I'm pretty sure minx is definitely a derogatory term.
何？褒め言葉だ。メギツネにも妖怪にもいいものはいる。あくまで遠坂を表現する値として採用しただけである。かつ。
Issei laughs.
それではな。俺は生徒会室に戻るが、エミヤはバイトだろう。こんなところで道草を食っている暇はなかろう。
Issei leaves calm and composed. Perhaps because he's felt satisfied having said everything he wanted to say. I've known him for 2 years now, but honestly, I still don't get that guy. I ride the bus from school for 20 minutes. I arrive at Shinto, the neighboring town across the bridge. Well, it's not even 5 yet. I still have some time. There aren't many part-time jobs in the residential area of Miyama, but there are plenty of Shinto since it's a developing area. Our school allows students to hold part-time jobs, so I take on simple jobs. I prefer my jobs to be physical, and the tougher and shorter they are, the better. I get paid all while training my body, so it's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Today, I'll work from 5 to 8 o'clock for a simple loading job. It may just be 3 hours of work, but it feels like more like 6 hours since they make you work without a minute's rest. which means I need to rest when I have the opportunity, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Walking around aimlessly would be a waste of energy, so I decided to wait to rest at a park until it's time. This park is nestled between buildings, and it's like a giant plaza full of trees and shrubbery. A park should typically be filled with families and couples during weekends and holidays, but this one is deserted at this hour. In fairness, this place is always desolate, no matter the day or time. This place is the same as always. I sigh in exasperation. The area is unkept, and it's really pretty ugly compared to the other places that are properly landscaped and maintained. As if the desolate location has set the mood, the wind itself blows cold and harsh. This place is the remnant of the great catastrophe that happened 10 years ago. It's the very place where I was saved from the brink of death. Why don't they seed some grass here or something? It's a shame to keep it like this. The area is quite large, so if they leveled it, there'd be plenty of space to work on the park. I sit down on the bench, and as I think, with nothing else to do, I stare out over the burned area to pass the time. I don't remember anything that happened here. The only thing I remember is that it was hot and I couldn't breathe, and that some people died trying to save others. I wonder why that happened. One adult died because they were trying to save a child from a burning building house. Fuck, oh my god, what am I saying? Another person was offered all the available water to extinguish their raw, parched throats, while others in the same situation died. Someone here tried to flee the fire as fast as they could, but the people left behind died. And someone died here because they gave whatever it was that kept them alive to someone they didn't even know. I don't like thinking about that. Just thinking about trying to help and becoming victims for the trouble makes me angry. Is it too much to ask for everyone to be saved? And for them to get their happy ending afterward? All I want is to see people peacefully prevail. Why can't that happen?
それは難しい。シロの言っていることは誰も彼も救うということだからね。
That was Kiritsuge's response to the question when a very young me asked it. As a child, I obviously refused to accept that idea. But you saved me, Kiritsuge. I knew you were a magician and you could do anything. I knew you were a champion of justice who wouldn't let anyone suffer, and you did it without asking for any reward. That's why I always believed you managed to save everyone back then. In response to me shouting this at him, Kiritsuge looked more troubled than I'd ever seen him, and said something I remember to this day.
シロ、誰かを救うということは誰かを助けないということなんだ。いいかい？正義の味方に助けられるのはね、正義の味方が助けたものだけなんだよ。当たり前のことだけど、これが正義の味方の定義なんだ。
Yeah, I get that. And now that it's been pointed out, it seems so obvious. Imagine if there was a burglar and some hostages, and the burglar intends to kill the hostages. Under normal circumstances, a majority of the hostages would probably die. But if, by some miracle, all the hostages were saved, there's someone who didn't get saved. The burglar, of course, since saving the hostages was done at the cost of his life. The people the champion justice saves are only those whom the champion justice deems to save. That's why saving everyone is impossible. Even God can't do that. Especially if it's a natural disaster. No person is able to save everyone and everything. The fire 10 years ago was like that. As someone who was miraculously saved from the incident, it wasn't my place to say anything at this point. But I still don't like it. I don't want anything like that. I don't like the idea that there's a limitation to who can be saved. No matter how impossible it may be, I need to reach out for help. To help. I can't stand to see people around me die, like back then. If the person I now had been there 10 years ago, I would have thrown myself into the fire. But then I would have died, and for nothing. That would have happened for sure. Jeez, I can't even fantasize in my head. Ah, crap, I can't believe it's already 5. A bell in the distance rings, chiming 5 o'clock. I get up from the bench and hurry to my part-time job. By the time I'm done working, the sun has already set has long since set. It's a little before 8 o'clock. I finished about 10 minutes earlier because I kind of overworked myself. Maybe it's because I stopped by the park before work. That might have motivated me to push myself harder. At the train station, the night is just getting started. There are a bunch of people milling about and an endless stream of cars on the road. Guess there's no need for me to get something for Fujine. I walk along the path as I gaze up at a lighted building. It's the biggest building in Shinto, and I can't see all the way to the top. And as I gaze at the building, enjoying the nighttime scenery, I think I see something bizarre. What is that? I stop and try to look at the very top. I squint, trying to bring what I see into focus, but it's like staring at grains of rice. I think it'd be really funny if this is like 144p. It looks like someone I know. But I can't think why this girl I know would have a reason to be there. It doesn't seem like she's going to do anything up there. But she's just standing there, looking down at the city, as wind ruffles her hair. She doesn't seem to notice me down below. Actually, there's no way she could see me. Even my near-perfect vision enhanced with Magecraft can barely distinguish what's up there. I'm able to tell she's up there because she's isolated, but there's no way she would be able to pick me out of the crowd on the ground. She's just looking down at the town. It seems like she's looking for something. I can almost feel her sharp gaze, even at this distance. I forget how long it's been. But I continue to look up at the girl standing in the void. She stands at the top of a high tower. She's like a magician, looking down at the surface world with the bright moon shining right behind her. Oh, and then she disappears, apparently done with whatever brought her up there. The rooftop stands empty, and the scenery returns back to nothing more than the beautiful night sky. Was that Tosaka up there? I can't be sure, but I'm probably right about who it was, at least. There aren't many girls who stand out like her, and besides, I'm not so out of it that I fail to notice a girl I secretly admire. It's just... Tosaka sure has a weird way of spending her time. Romance and Magical Ranger Force. Unlike Shinto, there's no sign of people anywhere in Miyama. There's nobody around after 8 at night, and the town is silent and still. The house I saw this morning stands across the intersection. There are no signs of life, and no trespassing sign hangs over the front door. It's just a single day. The house has fallen quiet, almost like an abandoned building. A girl and her parents were killed by a burglar. I wonder what life awaits now for the single child who survived. I bite my lip, frustrated by my powerlessness. I promised I'd be just like Kiritsugu, but I couldn't do anything, even when something like this happened so close to home. I want to help people, but I don't know what I can do. I reach the top of the hill where my house sits. The lights are still on, so Fujine or Sakura are still inside. I'm home. Oh, it's just you, Fujine. Fujine turns towards me, munching on a rice cracker. The TV is tuned to a lively variety show.
もうまたこんな時間に帰ってきて。冬は日が暮れるのが早いんだから、もっと早くに帰ってきなさいって言ったでしょ。
I am home early. I had to work until 8, so I could get off my back about that. So, where's Sakura? I see dinner's already prepared.
さくらちゃんなら早めに帰ったわよ。今日は用事があるからって晩ご飯だけ作ってくれたの。
Fujine cheerfully replies, as far as she's concerned, anyone who makes her food is a good person. I see. That's probably a good thing for now. It's been dangerous lately, so maybe I'll take over making dinner until the new school term starts.
反対！シロ帰ってくるの遅いじゃない。それからご飯作ってたら食べるの10時過ぎになっちゃうよ。
Couldn't you just eat at home?
だからここが私の家だよ。
Fujina tilts her head, puzzled. Honestly, I'm not sure if a response like that should make me happy or sad. She's fine. I know it's pointless asking you to make dinner. By the way, what's that you got there? You didn't bring over more junk, did you? Fujina has a tendency to leave behind a bunch of junk here. She'll bring stuff like bowls from restaurants that are too big to be functional, an unnecessarily heavy earthen pot, or a weird guitar that plays itself. She must think this place is a convenient storage or something. Show it to me. I'm going to toss it as trash.
これ？うちで余ったポスターだけど。
Hijina hands me the poster. It's probably a poster of some no-name singer. You know, I think like if you just walk around the city, people hand out things for like advertisements still in Japan. Let's see. I knew it. Oh, sorry. I knew it. It's a poster of a young man wearing a military uniform smiling with his thumbs up, all in front of a cheap-looking sky blue background. The caption of the poster in bloody font: Love's lovely Ranger Land. Come to the self-defense meetup. Hey, this is a recruitment poster for a youth group. I don't want this either. I quickly roll the poster back and try to whack Fujina in the head with it. However, Fujina counters me mercilessly with another poster she'd been holding. Thunk. Her poster sword bops me light. Gah! Stars! I see stars!
シローの腕で私に当てようなんて甘いわよ。悔しかったらもうちょっと腕を磨きなさいね。
Ugh, that's not the issue here. How the hell does a paste or poster make a sound like that? Did she manage some sort of technique only a true poster master can execute?
ごめんごめん。こっちのポスター初回特典版なんで豪華鉄板仕様だった。シロー、頭大丈夫？
Fujine, you're gonna end up killing someone one of these days.
その時はシローがお嫁にもらってくれるから安心かな。
Yeah, not a chance. I'm not marrying a natural born killer.
私そんな物騒なのじゃないと思う。
You would be that unaware of your actions. Pray that I survive. I'll have to be very careful from now on if we want to have any hope of avoiding being murdered.
ふんだ、言ってなさい。そんなことよりシロ、私お腹減った。今まで待ってたんだから早くご飯の用意しよう。
Fujine gets up. What's up with Fujine? She must be really hungry if she's offering to help, even if it's just setting the table. Fine, then you take out the plates and bowls. You can at least scoop up the rice into bowls, right?
告げるよ。ねえシロ、私丼でいいかな。
That shouldn't be a problem. Sakura's not here today, so we'll definitely have leftovers.
よしよし。それじゃ、シロもお揃いね。
Fujine scoops mounds of rice into the two large bowls. Whatever. I was going to go for a second helping anyways. And if I meddle in what Fujine does now, we may really not have dinner. Besides, this is the kind of chaotic scene dinner at my home that has been for years. What is that sentence? Another day ends. We finish our rowdy dinner, and after I see off Fujine, I take a bath. After that, I head to the shed for my daily training. I complete it as usual, then I go to sleep. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Today ends peacefully and without incident. I think I'm gonna leave it here. And because next day it's gonna be the important day when he summons his servant. So, yeah. Thank you, for coming. My one viewer. I wasn't expecting anyone to show up anyways. I just wanted to get through like the very like basic, not really eventful days before I head into the more, exciting days. So I read a little bit fast as well, just cause yeah, it was just kind of speeding through it and all. But thank you so much for coming anyways, if you, for coming, yeah. But, yeah, so next time, might be Saturday or something else. It won't be too long, but, because the game is so long. I'm going to try to make it to Heaven's Feel, end it all, the entire game, thousands of hours. Fuck, I don't know how long the game is, but yeah, that'll be my channel for like the next. Hi, welcome. I'm actually just about to finish. That's why the screen's black. But you can watch the VOD if you want. There's like some very small, funny things, but overall, it's just kind of me rating it. And yeah, so I'm not expecting this stream to do very well. That's fine. It's a filler stream. But next time, tomorrow, don't miss tomorrow at 1, my normal time, streaming time, Friday. I will be playing Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail 7.3 tomorrow, something or other, MSQ. Do I have an on-air voice? Like, what do you mean, like an on-air voice? Like I don't really know. I mean, does my voice type count as, I don't know what an on-air sound. I know people make one like the ara thing. I think my voice is too sore at this point after reading for 2.5 hours to do any good impressions right now. But well, let me drink some water at least before I try. Ada. That's all I got. My voice is so sore. Maybe catch me tomorrow when my voice is healed. I don't know. But what good news about tomorrow is since I'm doing Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail, I can do to all the voices for Dawn Trail because they don't voice the post patches. Woo! So I'll see you guys tomorrow at 1 p.m. PlayStation time. Good night, all. Bye.